Kiya Wanju, hello and welcome to another episode of the Kiya Podcast. It is my pleasure to be sitting here alongside my brother, someone, man, that needs no introduction, Michael Son Walters. What's going on, Dad?
Not a lot. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but we're back, baby.
We're back.
We're back, baby. What's been happening?
Nah, not a lot. Just deep in the preseason now, so yeah, I'm back fit. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
So I thought I'd jump back on and get back into it.
So we're back with another episode of Kiya Podcast Greatness. What about that intro song, man?
What a song. What a song.
It's a tune that gets you up and about.
Pump it back in the day. I love it. Love it.
Oh, no. Speaking of preseason, how's it going, man? It's been a week. You're a week into it down. Has it been everything you expected? What's happening?
Yeah, it doesn't get easy. 17 years. It doesn't get any easier, but back into it. I started with the young boys probably about a month ago. So back into it, feeling good. And yeah, over the last previous couple of years, I've been starting back early, so it's been good fun.
It's been good. It's been good. Man,
hot.
It's been hot.
Good fun. Good fun.
Well, not now. The weather, Perth weather, man, it's been changing up every bloody day.
Oh man, Perth weather is the best. That's why you know when the boys do come back, especially from the other clubs, when they do come back home and train, they love it. But yeah, we see us at Freo, and no doubt West Coast probably feel the same, but we see it as an advantage as well, training in the heat and trying to get every little advantage and up on the opposition as much as we can.
Yeah, that's it. Well, speaking of, man, the buzz around the city is Freo at the moment. The buzz around the city is Freo. I mean, you talk about like what one person can like bring to a club. Like, yes, it's not just that one person, but man, there's a lot of aura around Flagmantle this year.
No, the thing is too, and like internally, we don't really buy into all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's going to be out there. Everyone's going to be speaking about it. But when you get someone like, the new Prince, which is Shea Bolton, someone that comes across with so much upside, especially for the footy side, for the footy club. But someone that has the experience of being over there at Richmond, being in these teams that are successful, to come over here and bring a little something different to us. And there's no doubt, when you talk about players that puts bums on seats, asses on seats.
Oh yeah, definitely one of them, man.
Yeah, Shea's definitely one of them.
Man, it'll be so cool. I seen because I look, you see the posts and everything. So you got that video of you and Shea, walking out of the club rooms onto the field together, laughing. Like, that's the stuff we want to see. Like, it looks so wicked. And then I had a little look at the comments. One of the first comments was passing the torch, Sonny passing the torch, and I was like, man, that's a pretty dirty thing to see, man.
Yeah, it is wicked. And someone like Shea, like I said, with the amount of success that he's had in his short career as well, for him to come over here, back home, him, his partner, and his kids as well, to come back home and be with their family, hopefully it skyrockets his football again, and hopefully we'll win a premiership here at Freo before I retire.
It would seem it. Oh man, definitely. Like everything. I mean, I see how you worked over the preseason. You know what I mean? Over the off season and stuff like that. So, you're definitely buying into. When you talk about players having to buy into the process and all that sort of stuff, you're feeling good, eh?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, and like. For me, it makes it so much easier. I dragged you along to boxing and doing a fair bit of
Lance Collard.
Lance Collard. I tend to try and get as much boys as I can back there, and to do a bit of training with me over here in Perth. It also keeps me motivated. It keeps me driven, and I just want to see these younger players succeed as well. I've been lucky enough that I've had a long career, and lucky enough that a lot of things have worked out throughout my career as well. But I've still got that one more thing, which is holding up the Premiership Cup one day, and that's something that I'm keen on doing. But I feel like what I do in the off season to help drag these young players along, and whether you play footy, whether you play basketball like yourself, or whatever, if you want to come and train. The more the better, because it also keeps me motivated.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun, and you talk about bringing like premiership experience, and you touched on there with my basketball background, mate. You got one of the biggest winning captains of all time, part of the Freo now. You got Damian Martin there, who's just elite defender. Elite person to not only be a leader, but also to have around the club. He's got a smile that just lights up the whole room. Like, no Diddy, but he's got a smile that lights up the whole room.
No, he does. And when you started off, I thought you were going to say, when you're talking about basketball, you're going to talk about my jump shots, my threes or whatever, but
do you have a jump shot?
Yeah, everyone knows about it. They're lucky I was born with a height deficiency. I would have been in the league.
Hey,
right
man,
now.
I actually heard stories. I can't remember who was saying. I think it was Vinny. Yeah, it was Vinny. Vinny was saying like a couple carnivals back in the day before you got drafted. He said you done some things.
Man, I done some things.
Big Stacky said as well.
Bro, I done some things back in the day.
I don't know if you paid them fellas off or not.
Bro, I played in a few NAIDOC carnivals here and there, and yeah, I played all right.
We've seen your half court shots at Coburn. Don't make me bring the footage up. We've seen your half court shots.
Man, they grabbed me straight out of the grandstand, so I didn't even get a chance to warm up.
You have a jersey that says Son Son on the back.
Yeah, of course. I'm there to promote. But we always sidetrack. But back on Damian Martin. Like I said, he's had a unreal career in the NBL. Being from over Sydney way, and he didn't know too much about football. But to have him at the football club, speaking about leadership and all the qualities you need to succeed in football. In basketball, to transfer it across to football, there's no doubt that a lot of those translate pretty seamlessly as well. So it's been unreal to have Damo there. He's a legend. He's a good bloke, and it's good to see him doing things in basketball as well with the commentary and all that sort of stuff. So he's still staying around the sport.
It'll be wicked, like from a leader's point of view as well, because being one of the leaders on the club, then still being able to get advice and kind of see the way how he operates and stuff like that. So you're not only developing as a leader, but as a person as well. You're like, all right, how can I better interact with these younger guys? How can I, maybe how I interact with him might be different to how I interact with him or something, so to speak. Do you kind of get that vibe from him? Or?
Yeah, I do. And with him, he's genuine as well. So it's not like he's trying to push this leadership type stuff on you, but he also wants you to be yourself as well. He doesn't want you to be someone different, and that's something that I've truly enjoyed. And although you walk past him in the corridors and that sort of stuff, and you have these little interactions with him, it's not sort of pushed upon you to do all this leadership stuff. But at the same time, you're still learning stuff from him through his mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he interacts, and he's I've had leaders, people come across and do leadership at the football club in previous years, but he's different. I sort of had a relationship with him before that as well, but you can see that he's definitely bringing something new and something with a little bit of vibrancy to it as well to the football club.
Yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see, man. But a lot of buzz around the West. Like you see Malachi champion over at West Coast Eagles as well. That's something so proud of, because he's family on the Wally side, and that's something so proud to see. Someone to start their footy career, but someone that comes from such humble beginnings, and not to go into it too much, but he's been through a lot for someone his age. He's been through quite a bit. To see him make it and push through, not only I think is a testament to him, but to Auntie Danielle as well. Being a single mum, having helping your oldest child make AFL, nurture his career, keep him mentally strong, and be a good person. That's a testament to her as well.
And all that hard work from his mum, but then also himself, is going to pay off as well. He's going to have a long career, and for someone, everyone always talks about height and how tall you should be, or how fit and strong you should be. If you got the heart and you got the determination, man, you can do anything in life, whether it's sport or whatever. So, like you said, Malachi Champion is a gun player. He's born with natural ability, and that's going to, once he gets that work ethic, and that's something that no doubt over this preseason he's going to learn. He's going to be a champion player for a long time.
Yeah, man. He's got some good people around him at the club. You got TK there, you got Luke Shuey around the club. Good family people, people that know that he's going to be nurtured and looked up. So it's exciting, man.
Oh, it's unreal.
And it's only December.
Oh, man, I know. It's going to be unreal. And, although West Coast haven't been the team that they have been over the last couple of years, there's no doubt that they drafted well. They got a lot of players, so the fans should be optimistic about their season as well. But
we are, mate.
West Coast?
You know I'm West Coast. You don't know I'm West Coast?
No, I didn't know that. You were claiming Freo there for a bit.
Look, I support my Noongas, okay? I support my Noongas.
I like it.
I support my West. So if West Coast, if West Coast and Freo are playing, I'm going for Son Son and West Coast, okay? But come on, man, like, you know what I mean? But
All right.
I support my West.
Let's move on. I can tell you what, you can tell by your shirt, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna wear Eagles hat.
And you're supporting both. My Eagles hat. So West Coast colours and number 10 me.
Yep, look, and then yeah, exactly. So I love my Nungas. Oh no, but yeah, man, lots been happening. Even the Indigenous All Stars got announced, and that I'm thinking maybe we should do. Have you guys? Is it set in stone the team yet? Or
no, it's not. It's not.
Choose?
No, but for the podcast,
you're not allowed to disclose much.
They're not allowed to talk about too much.
Yeah.
Although it's it's still early as well. With this too, you still have to make sure that the players are, because preseason's still a long time, so you still have to make sure players are fit and healthy, and and that they can still play it. Obviously, you don't want players to come in that just got out of the rehab group. You got to make sure that they're ready to go for not only the All Stars but for the season. The most important one. So the team's not set in stone yet. There's no doubt that everyone behind closed doors is looking into it, but it's unbelievable for football. It's unbelievable for the fans and even for Western Australia to get these types of players all coming together, joining forces, all the quality gun players in one team. Taking on Freo too, so
yeah, exactly. Taking on
both of my teams,
taking on a premiership team.
Yeah,
so we're not going to say potential. Let's say premiership team. We got to speak it into
I'll let
existence.
you say that. Yeah. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
But premiership team. Like I love my West Coast, but I'm rooting for Freo this year.
To be honest, man, we are feeling pretty good. But at this stage of the year, throughout preseason, most teams are. So there's no doubt that every team's working on stuff that they need to work on, and players are getting fitter, bigger, stronger. So, I just hope it's a really good year. Personally from a Freo point of view, but hopefully there's a lot of good games for the fans as well.
Yeah, man, it's going to be electric. Like, I can't wait. I think the last time was 2014, 2015? The last Indigenous All Stars?
15 maybe, I think.
15, I think.
15. It was one at Leaderville. I'm pretty sure it was 14, 15.
Yeah, it was. And Jared Pickett made his debut. His AFL debut at that game.
It was good because you had a few boys come in there and play, and that was against West Coast too. So the fans were unbelievable there as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm going on script. Like, I remember that like clear as day.
Well, even back then, there was people still lining up outside because they couldn't really fit. So to get them here at Optus, 60,000. Hopefully we can jam pack it. But I still reckon there's going to be 45 to 50,000 people there. Everyone itching to watch footy, but then also to see a lot of superstars on the one field is man.
And then, like, what does that say to the? Because Nyungas, obviously, we've got one of the highest percentage of Indigenous players in the AFL. What does that say to like a lot of the Nyunga kids that come to Optus, looking out there and seeing not only like family or extended family, but so much talent on one field, and then that sparks the I want to do this or I can see myself doing this, and they see you running around and they're like, it just does so much good stuff for our people.
Yeah, it does, man. And like I said, I can't wait to be able to see the younger players prep for games. Hugo Hagens, Bobby Hill, I know him quite well, but I want to make sure that I want to see what his preparation is like leading into a game.
Yeah.
Brad Hill, I played a lot of footy with as well. So to see these players all playing in one team, and it's like when you get all these fellas together, having a laugh, you definitely, you definitely get cramps from having laughs all the time, especially spending numerous days with them, but then also going out there on the footy field and just to see them strut their stuff. I can't wait to play with Quinton Bolton. Shea Bolton and Quinton. It's going to be unreal. So, I've spent a lot of time with them over the last couple of weeks throughout pre-season, and we all bounce with each other pretty well. We have wicked laughs, so it's going to be wicked.
Yeah, it's going to be wicked, man. It's going to be cool. It's going to be. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Like, just to be able to see that, and even like the players that don't get to play in front of their family much, like the ones that live over east and stuff like that, having the family will come out for that game. Like if they go over there, if you got family over east or something, sometimes the timing might not line up to go for them to be able to come and watch you play and stuff like that. But for them to come home and just see that, or even from over, it's gonna be wicked,
man.
bro.
But even speaking about family, the tickets, I don't reckon there's going to be any tickets for anyone.
Man, I reckon you're gonna
You're gonna get messages coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
So when you get Malachi, you get all these boys. You get Brad, man.
Hey, brother, I hope you're well.
Shay's back. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be giving tickets out packed, especially because he's the Prince of Perth now. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like he's gonna get tickets packed, but hopefully I can slide in and slide a few tickets to my family as well. I'm gonna have to get it nice and early.
I know. Get Kiya Podcast tickets. If you want tickets to the game, just follow Kiya Podcast and message us up for tickets.
Don't message me.
He'll hook you up for any tickets you want.
Instagram going to be getting deleted.
He'll get by the dugout, right behind the dugout.
We need some water boys and water girls.
Oh no, that'll be horrible.
You can jump on board for that. There's no doubt you'll jump on board for that.
For what? Water?
Water boy.
I'll do that. That'll be cramps. I'll do that 100%. That'll be dirty, boy.
Free ticket.
I'll run my all off then. I'll train for that. I'll do more training for that than my pre-season.
No, I think with footy, because you do get a lot of media training and a lot of, well, they sort of throw you in the deep end at the start. So you see the draftees come in and then all of a sudden for day one they're doing press conferences and they're like, oh, tell us about yourself and that sort of stuff. And I remember when I first started, I was a little bit ashamed, a little bit nervous about standing in front of cameras. But at the end of the day, it's only a camera. It's just if you speak slow, if you speak, and at the same time with the media conferences, it's not live. So if you take your time, and if you don't understand the question, it's always good to ask, just so so they can explain it a different way. So then you do understand it. So then you can give the right answer. Yeah. A lot of people, they don't understand it and they try and make it up on the go as well, and that's where it sort of gets off topic. But I guess getting thrown in the deep end early on in my career sort of helps me, and I like to, whenever there's a camera around, I like to jump in front of it. I'm trying to keep myself out there, you know what I mean? But when people try and forget about you, the more and more you're going to see me in the media. So I don't know. Something that I always think about is make sure you speak about things and transfer the message on, relay the message on the right way. Yeah. And it's just like taking a set shot, you know what I mean? If you rush it, you're probably not going to kick it. It's probably going to come off the side of the boot. But if you take your time, like you said, reflect on it, then you just push that thing to the back of the goals. Well, exactly right. You want to take your time with things, and I mean, and that's why I like doing podcasts, because you can just have a yarn, you can just talk, and it's just something different, something. I can always talk in front of cameras, but this is easy for me. Just to sit back and have a yarn and
exactly.
Talk.
It's fun. It's easy, and this is something that it takes a lot of practice to do. Like I remember I did my first one with Adam, and I was like, just let me interview you, because he's someone who don't like interviews. He's never really done it. Yeah. I was like, just let me interview you, and if it works out, it works out. I'll keep doing it. If it doesn't work out, then we'll just delete it or whatever. I won't do it again. And then afterwards, our man was like, "Oh, hey, that was wicked! Like, that was so boss. We got to do it again." And
the hardest part is, when you're talking to someone, like you have a yarn with someone, and they're shame, to try and continue on the conversation, you're trying to talk and talk and talk, and that's the hardest thing. But once you get the concept and try and find, especially if you're speaking with someone, try and find something that is going to something that sort of emulates with them, something that you find is going to
bring them out of their shell,
and attract them to conversation. So
and be authentic as well.
Yeah. Well, sport's always a good one, because a lot of people like sport. A lot of people watch sport, and I watch a fair bit of sport, whether it's cricket, whatever. It doesn't always have to be footy, but with me too, I can also talk a lot of shit as well.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
I can make some shit up on the go as well, which is good.
Which is a talent as well.
Oh, is it a talent?
Yeah, it's a talent, man.
Yeah, talent.
It's good. It's a good talent.
I'll take it.
Hey, it's a good talent to have, because if you're like me, you can make a freaking living out of it. Like, but
you do talk some shit.
It's good, but like, someone great who's got a great voice is Kenny the Jet Smith. So he was in Perth for the Hoot Fest thing. And
did you meet him?
I had the opportunity. It was by chance as well.
You only wanted to say you met him.
So I did, but he gave me some wicked advice, man. So, because you know how we're all about giving our viewers some advice and little gems and stuff. So I was yarning to him, and his voice sounds just like, you played 2K? Do you play NBA?
Yeah.
Just like 2K.
I played it a couple of times. I'm not a gun at it. But
yeah. Well, it's basketball. So, but we was talking about 2K. Well, we wasn't talking about 2K, but I was talking to him, and I was thinking, this bloke, I feel like I'm in the video game right now. And so I was like, all right, he's got a unique voice. I'm going to ask him, like, what advice? I do this podcast. you're, one of the biggest voices in the world, what's some advice and something? And he goes, man, like I saw you speak on stage and you found your voice. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, everyone knows how to talk. He's like, no, you've got your voice, you know how to talk, but you're yourself. He goes, all you got to do, amplify that when you're on stage and figure out how to keep it but turn it down a little bit when you're off stage, and then just keep picking up things from every event that you go to or anytime. Like if I sit down with a guest here, or if me and you got, if we got someone on the show, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to pick out little bits on how I can improve at the same time as have the conversation. And I was like, man, that's some wicked advice. And he's someone who would have to be trained to speak if he's talking to Shaq, like, 24/7.
Even though Shaq can't talk.
Because Shaq needs subtitles with like a bouncing ball on it or something. But that's the sort of stuff, like, we want to see more, not so much outspoken, but more confident speaking people in the community. Like, that's something I talk about with kids all the time, talk with confidence.
Well, with me is be comfortable with hearing your own voice. Yeah. Like, at times, when you're, perfect example, when you're recording something and then all of a sudden you play it back and you're talking in it. Yep. And your voice sounds crap, sounds like shit. Mm-hmm. Man, I hate that. So I reckon once you get comfortable with hearing your own voice, and that's the thing, like, no doubt if you close your eyes and you turn on ESPN and Shaq's on there, you know exactly whose voice it is because it doesn't change. Yep. And, he's someone that's, as you said, he needs subtitles. But, everyone knows exactly who Shaq is when they hear him speak. If you hear him on the radio, you know exactly who it is. Even when you turn on 92.9, you know who Xavier Ellis is, because, they have certain voices. They found their voice, as you said before. And with me, I'm still trying to find my voice as well. But at the same time, I'm comfortable with what I sound like. Yeah. I'm not sure about looks. That's why TV is probably not the one for me.
You love looking at yourself. So would you rather hear yourself or would you rather look at yourself?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd rather look at myself than hear myself because, like you said, I hate the sound of my, like with this stuff, I got, that's why I get other people to do the editing and stuff because I can't listen back. I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have said this. I should have said that. I hate the way my voice goes up and down. I hate it all.
Well, mine's the same. Mine is like, and because at times I stutter, sometimes I say the same words here and there. I'll probably listen. I'll probably watch myself rather than listen because you can always put it on mute. You know what I mean? Just sit there.
It's like, I look good today. No, that's it, man. That's it. No, but we had some great guests like coming in, some good guests lined up. Who do you want to see on the show?
Good question.
Who's someone where you're like, man, that'll be cool to sit down and get them on? Yeah,
well, someone that I've enjoyed watching, for 6 to 8 years. Shea Bolton is someone that's at the club, fresh to the football club. Someone that I've got a pretty good relationship with, and it's only going to get bigger and stronger. So, someone like him, especially you can tap into seeing what the Richmond Footy Club was like, especially through their era. You know what I mean? And he's played with a lot of superstars, coached by a good coach in Hardwick, who's now at the Gold Coast as well. But tap in and see what they did to ensure that they got that success. And, like I said before, he's a player that we've been chasing for a long time and someone that, we're lucky to have at the football club now, not only for the fans here in Perth, for his family, but for players like us, because he's definitely someone that can turn it on out on the footy field.
Yeah, that'll be wicked to interview him. And he's not really someone who's in and around like the media sort of side. Like he goes about his business. He's got like a purpose and he goes for it. So that would be a really unique interview.
Which is like shocking because he's actually not a bad speaker.
Yeah.
So like, to have him, trying to duck and dodge the media or whatever it may be, I feel like, you can tap into that a fair bit. And I reckon he's someone that has a lot of experience and someone that's been in the system a long time, and he's, whether he likes it or not, he's a leader now, and there's a lot of young kids that look up to him. So, and I'm not trying to push him into that, that sort of realm of media or speaking on camera all the time, but he's someone that can have a good career at it.
Yeah, that's it. It'll be something a little bit different too. Like I think for us mob to see like that sort of side of him would be pretty cool.
And and he's definitely someone that's not gonna change if someone tells him to. It's just gonna be himself, which is good. especially out there on the footy field as well. You can see he just plays on flair, plays on instinct, and someone that looks like he's having fun out there. And that's definitely something that I'm going to encourage him to do, especially when he gets older as well, is just to always be himself, especially out there on the footy field. He's blessed with talent. He's blessed with something that a lot of players have to work on. He's just born with it. So it's something that I encourage to keep going.
Nah, that's wicked. That's wicked. Well, I thought we'd finish off with a little bit of a motivational segment. Motivational segment. Have you done much like motivational speaking, or have you listened to any motivational speakers?
Yeah.
Who's someone?
Especially late in my career, I like to tap in and listen to on the podcast like Izy Johnson.
Yeah.
He's someone that and a little background about him. He played a lot of college gridiron NFL over there in America, and someone that he went to make a tackle, and it's a tackle that he's done on numerous occasions, and he's done it thousands and thousands of times throughout his career.
Where his arm?
Yeah. So he's done a lot of those sort of tackles, and I think it was leading into the draft. He went back and played his last game at the college, and at his college that he was at, and he went to make a tackle that he makes most of the time, and happens to break his neck, or like a few vertebrae in his spine,
like
and
his nervous system.
His nerves, So something around that sort of area got inflicted by this tackle, and his arm went limp, and he was there, and he was telling everyone that he couldn't feel his arm. It's a good story, so if you ever want to go and look at podcasts, he speaks about it and he shares it a lot, but he does a lot of motivational speaking as well, and someone that I like to listen to because he speaks about all sorts of different things. It's not about sport, but it's also in the working area as well, and someone that I encourage you to go and have a look at because he's good.
Well, like I like seeing how their mindset changes as well. Like, because we all go through that. We all have that little dive. So I want you chuck the headphones on.
Oh, here we go.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be cramps. So I want you to stare into the camera.
Stare into the camera.
And give me your best motivational speech. So let's paint the picture, all right? Let's paint the picture. So let's say someone is, let's go with preseason. Since we're talking about preseason, let's go with preseason. Someone is in their preseason, and they've let's say they didn't do anything over the off season, right? Or maybe they did like bits and pieces, but they didn't give it their best. You know what I mean? So let's say they're in their preseason. They've got a big year ahead of them.
Is this like the voiceovers?
This is like the voiceovers.
So okay.
So,
and there's even voiceovers in the movies. When you're watching there's a movie coming out. There's a trilogy. That sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like what's the Sylvester Stallone one? The Rocky one. He's like, it's not about how hard you hit.
Yeah, gotcha.
So someone is in there. So they didn't work over the preseason. They need to get motivated. They need some Son inspiration. And how can they get after it? All right.
Hold on. Are you going to play something as well, like a little background music type thing?
Nah. Not at all.
Are you going to do it as well?
Huh? Yeah, I mean, maybe. We'll see how I feel.
Do you want to show? Yeah, here we go. All right. It's on you to do what you have to do. It's on you to keep pushing. Are you willing to put in the hard yards? Are you willing to get to work? Don't stop until work hard, be tough, and stay strong. Have that mentality, that mindset to grow and be great. How's that?
Oh, fuck, I'm dying, man.
I shouldn't have swore in it.
Oh, no, that was dirty.
I reckon that would have been good if I didn't swear.
Some of them have swearing in it. Some of them, I think it's authentic. Because you got right into it there.
Oh, man, that felt good.
Do you want another one?
No, I don't. But you know what? I actually got a little bit nervous.
Yeah?
While I was doing it, my face sort of went. I was like, "You're dying inside. What are you doing? Stop doing it!" But I couldn't stop.
It felt good. Did it feel good?
It actually,
it felt good.
It released a little bit of
go, like a little bit.
I don't know.
Ready to get the trainer.
I want to run through this wall. I want to run through this wall.
Oh no!
Did it sound alright, bud?
It sounded pretty good, man. I was getting a bit motivated there myself. I was like, yeah.
I actually don't even know what I said. To be honest with you,
no. I'll clip it and we'll clip it.
But I got flustered too when I was doing it because I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" Just your stupidity just gets me.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. Have you had any before I do mine? Have you had anyone that gave a good like team huddle speech before?
Fife is good because Fife is different. Like he, I don't know, he's well spoken, but he's someone that you'd want to run through a wall for. Like everything he says is something that he knows he's going to go out there and do. So it's not just someone just saying something just for the sake of it to try and get everyone up.
Right.
He actually says something that he knows that we can do as well. So
Fife
is really good. Pav is up there as one of the best.
Yeah, that'll be wicked.
Yeah, Pav was good. Yeah. I
Very
think there's
commanding voice too.
Yeah,
I've only met him once.
Well, I think Channel 7 had him mic'd up one
Yeah.
time in a huddle, and you know they played it a few times before, and he's someone that is definitely has a good speech.
So they're the two that really stand out.
Yep. So you want to keep it short, sharp, simple, to the point, because someone speaking for a long time, you sort of phase in and out. But I guess Alex Pearce is pretty good too. Caleb Sarong, those guys are. Alex Pearce has been a leader for a long time, but Andy Brayshaw and Caleb Sarong are these up and coming, already strong leaders amongst the AFL and the football club anyway. But those guys also are born with it as well. They can speak. They can find different ways, and that's the good thing about the leaders at the football club is they can find different ways for different players, and not every single one of them's the same. They're all different, and they all have different. They all embark on a different sort of way throughout their leadership as well.
You know what I hate? When someone gives like a wicked team like motivational speech or something, touches on everything the coaches says. Everyone's all fired up, like jumping around, hitting each other, whatever. You go to run out, but you're on the bench. Bro, I hate that, bro.
Oh,
you get all fired up and then you run out and then you're like, I just gotta go sit down. Like,
don't even start, because I was a sub a few times last year through injury or come back off injury, and you just want to get out there because you had a few weeks off.
Let's go, and then it's like,
all of a sudden you're like, I've still got my pants on. I'm still in joggers. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm getting cold. And then you come on in the last quarter and you're like, everyone's tired. I'm going to run around here, but oh man, it's the worst thing. It's the worst thing to do. Yeah.
Or you get out there for warm ups and then it's like, all right, go sit down. We'll let you know when we need you. And it's horrible.
It's the worst thing. Do one about the chips.
Look, you've been sacrificing your body all year, putting the hard yards in. You're out there running. It's just you doing that running. There's no one else out there but you. And it's you versus you every single time. You take them one foot in front of the other every step of the way. And you know what? There's that little voice inside your head. It wants you to quit. It wants you to stop running. It wants you to go sit on the couch. It says to yourself, how good would that be to sit on the couch, put your feet up and eat that chips and gravy? But you know what? You deserve better. You know you deserve better. You know that you want that bigger picture. You know that you'll feel better after that salad. So that the next day and the day after that and the day after that, you can attack training with full tilt. You can go. You can run that extra kilometer. You can run that push further. You can tackle harder. That's what you want for yourself. Get up and about and get after it, baby. Yeah.
You know what I get from that? You watch too much of it.
I watch way too much of it.
Bro, that was good.
That was good.
That was good, man. That was good. Now get the chip.
No, I want the chip. Nah, I don't. I want more for myself.
That was a test. See that? That was a test, and you succeeded. Bro, that was good.
That was good.
That was good.
We should do more of it just for cramps.
I was just trying to figure out when you were going to stop.
I don't know. I just kept going.
I literally,
It's hot now.
No, but I was getting like hairs were standing up.
I was ready to go.
I would actually. Well, it sounded good here. I wouldn't mind listening back to it.
Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. But no, we've got heaps of stuff in store, man. This has been a wicked episode. Good to catch up with you on the podcast. You know, we got big year coming up. Not just on the field, on the court, on the podcast, man. I just got good vibes about it.
Man, it's going to be good. Like, obviously, it's been a few weeks for me since my last episode, but it's good to be back on. Good to have a yarn and good to catch up with you.
No, that's it.
I was training with you for a long time over the off season, and then all of a sudden, basketball came into the picture, and
I love how
preseason and all that sort of stuff. So
I love how we actually started our preseason like the same week.
It's good.
So it was like it was good. We got
so you didn't get lonely.
Didn't get lonely. We just started it because then it's like, all right, we got our, you know, we're about our business and all that work that we put in. You know, it went someplace. And shout out to them about Wally Bates as well because, you know, obviously those guys, they dedicate a lot of time to the people that go there, and it was a welcoming environment, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, condolences to those guys as well. Bevan O'Donnell, one of the guys who started there from day one. You know, champion boxer, but you know, an even better person. So condolences to his family. You know, he was an unbelievable man. You know, someone that I was real tight with. Massive Collingwood supporter. He loved Collingwood. He loves Swan District. So, condolences to the family and everyone up there at the Wally Bates Boxing Club. Love yous. Yeah,
I thought it was only fitting to dedicate this episode to Bev and the mob at Wally Bates. So I'm really glad that you was able to bring that up because there's people that they're going through a lot right now. But you know, like we said, we're always there to give flowers to people on this podcast. And I think there's someone that we should give our flowers to for this week.
Oh, definitely. You know, and not only for the boxing club, but he's done a lot for the community as well. Started off as the Aboriginal liaison police officer there in Midland, and worked, you know, over on the north side. Worked in Balga, worked in Forestfield as well, and you know, and he was up there in Midland as well. And he's done a lot for a lot of people around the community, a lot of young kids. And a lot of men and women too. So,
and he was in the schools. Graham was saying like if he went to school in Midland, you know, he was always like someone that would come into the schools and give a lot of talks.
Oh man, community events.
Had time for people. All the time. Yeah.
He did community events. He was always there. You know, Governor Sterling, he had a big part at that school as well. So he's going to be a big loss for the community. But it was good to see the community all come together. Celebrate the life of Bev and hopefully keep his legacy going as well.
That's it. That's what we're about. Well, I think that wraps up a wonderful episode. Make sure that you guys keep up to date with all the Kiya activity. We got some big stuff coming up, big moves that we're making. Wicked job.
Good episode.
Good to
see ya.
Good to see ya.